Okay guys, back on the boat build. Like I said, started buying some products on eBay. You may see them in the background, but anyway, I'm going to take you up, show you the quality and show you what I have. Okay, these seats, what a bloody rippers. And the new rod holders, stainless steel. Now, I don't usually do this, and I'm not quite sure why I am doing this, but I will be leaving a link to where I brought these on eBay. These seats are grouse. They came in a pair. They were half the cost, more than half the cost, half the price I should say, of buying them at the boat shop. And believe me, they're exactly the same hinges at the boat shop. I was looking at them all. These guys cost me 160 bucks delivered. Now when I talk about delivery, I'm telling you, these things were delivered from Sydney till Mildura, which is the top northern corner of Victoria, 3 days. 3 days, guys. Couldn't believe it. The service I got from this company was absolutely amazing. Now, I'm not being paid to promote them whatsoever, but when I do find something good, I don't mind recommending it, because there's nothing worse than buying something on eBay and it turns out to be absolute shit. So the next thing I'm going to show you, the rod holders. Check that out. That quite heavy, good stainless steel. Not that I'm a metal expert or anything like that. They come with the cap. Sorry about the video, but you know, it's exactly what I wanted, to replace the old plastic ones on the boat. Now when I brought these on eBay, I couldn't believe it. I'll put the price down, or actually the price will come up in the top right hand corner, and I could not believe the price of these. When the price came out, I go, oh yeah, I might as well go to the boat shop and buy it. But when they turned up, there was 4 of them. Not 1, 4. So that rod holder on the website that I'm going to show you and leave a link to, you will buy 4 of these for the cost of buying 1 at the boat shop. I mean, I'm all for people making profit, but 400%, come on, really? They're going to look a treat. So today's job will be take the old seats out, fit the new seats, and more than likely take it for a spin, see what it feels like. Keep watching. Righto, I've just pulled that seat out, which is quite easy. It's just sitting on a post. I'll just unscrew this and line it up with that, but it looks like there's plenty of holes in there to try and line them up, so bit of luck, that'll fit, no worries. Let's see how we go. Righto, so the bases are all off. We've got plenty of room to screw that on. I'm going to sit this seat slightly forward, because I reckon these ones are back a little bit. They could go forward just a touch. Every little bit helps. Now the profile on my aluminium plate, I need to take that inside and tap that down, and tap that one down, take that profile out, so I can then get my screws in nice and flat. Let's go in the shed and do that. Righto, nice and straight. Let's see what she sits on the seat like. Oh, much better, guys. That is much, much better. Righto, we'll give that a bit more of a tap around and screw it on. Well, I thought I had it all done, but I put the bracket on backwards. As you can see, I'll just lay it over. It sits on a slide angle and it's pointing the wrong direction. But, as I always say, Grumpy's Garage is not done right until you've done it twice. Get back into it and do it right. Okay, first seat is in after doing it twice, but that's just Grumpy Garage style. So you guys all know me, the ones that have watched me, you know that I always make mistakes. But I reckon that seat looks really nice there. That's the original. Very, well, I'd say 70s and put in an 80s, 90s boat. But having said that, they are actually comfortable, these seats. This one here, not bad at all. Sat on it. They sit up a little bit higher than that seat, as you can see, because it's got more cushioning, so I'm going to trim them down. But I might wait till the wife gets home because her legs aren't as long as mine, and I may even take it down a little bit more. So anyway, get the other one done. So now it's time to install these rod holders. I've taken the old one out, so now I'll remove all those pop rivets we're holding in, and you'll just notice that that line's right up on one of the welds, so I've had to just machine that down just a little bit, just with a flappy disc, and that sits bloody beautifully now, so I'll get to it and do the rest of them. But that looks shitloads better than that, I would have thought. And the seats, guys, seats are in. Both seats done. Beautiful, I reckon. They look the part, so won't know how comfortable they are until we take them out. Now I do know I do have to shorten them because they are sitting up a little bit higher, and like I said, my wife's legs are a lot shorter than mine, and they're even too high for mine, so keep going. Okay, next morning, Saturday morning, long weekend. I'm hoping to get this boat out today. It's a beautiful day out there, so I'm only going to have a quick look at this and then take this for a spin. But this is today's project, this beautiful switchboard. I tell you what, I like it. Love it. It's got two entrances for the power. Obviously one's, I think this is 15 amp, 10 amp. I'm not sure, I'll have to have a look at the instructions again, which unfortunately it didn't come with. It's got these beautiful stickers that light up with an eye time. They go on the front. So it's to replace this old one. Now, if anybody's worked on cars and stuff like that, check this out. There is a lot going on in here. A hell of a lot. These, I don't even know what they're for, so I've got to track them down and find out where all these, just get rid of all the junk, neaten it right up. I'm probably going to run a fair income earth board in here so that I can split wires and keep them all hard up against. Stay tuned, let's see how I go. This could take a little while, and I'll explain it to you as I go. Okay, I've got rid of a lot of the wires. Removed these speakers and the speaker wires. A lot of these wires were for the stereo. I don't know why they were run all the way up in there, but now that they're out of the way, I can actually see what's going on. So these are all my gauges and dashboard lights for the fuel tank, speedo, all that sort of stuff. So that's all from the motor. But having said that, they actually run down that post there. So what I'm going to do is unplug them. I'll put a hole right up in this corner here, and I'll rerun them from there up to here, all the way up the back and then across the top. So that'll get rid of you know, most of that stuff. Pretty much most of that stuff. See how we go. I cannot get the Lawrence to work, turn on at all, but I did find these wires. So I now need to look, and they're running up into the dashboard behind the Lawrence. So whether they're Lawrence related, I'll get up there and pull that out and have a look, but I'm not quite sure where they go. But this one here definitely, to me, looks like it's been pulled out of something. So, and I can't see anything. I'll strip that back a little bit and see what colour that actual wire is, and we'll go from there. Apart from that, I think I might end up just disconnecting the whole Lawrence from the system, run my board, whack the switchboard in, run all the powers, get everything else running, powered up, and then work on the Lawrence, rewiring it. Might be my better bet, because I am not an auto electrician. Alright, keep going. Wish me luck. Nice big hole there now. I'll clean that up and put something around it so it doesn't damage the wires. Start unplugging them and running them through. Wish me luck. Okay, clean that up. I could not find a rubber grommet to fit, so what I used was a bit of this stuff. I don't know what you call it, but anyway, you put your wires and run your wires through it. That's worked perfectly. It's already split. Just cut it to length and put it in there. So if you can't get a grommet, you got to put something in there. And definitely, if you guys are attempting to do anything like this, definitely cover that edge up. You do not want to lose power while you're out in the bay, in the ocean, in a river, in a lake. Regardless, doesn't matter. You need to listen to the stereo. Righto, keep going. Righto, a bit hard for you guys to see because there's still a heap of crap in the way, but these wires now run to the top. Up here, look through the camera, you idiot. They run across there and they run down the back. So that big bundle of wires is now out of the way of what will be my new switchboard over here. These big bundle of wires here, these ones, they're the actual spotlights on the front of the boat. So I'll move the relay and extend that. I'm going to put them to this side, so they are away from my gauges, and I haven't got all these inline fuses sitting right there, right where the box is. Keep going. Okay, I've got rid of a heap of wires and everything's tucked in. All these ones here are for the navman anyway. So everything runs up through the hole, up the wall, nice and clipped, nice and neat. So the relay box for the spotlights are up there. Now all I've got to do is these wires, clip them up and get rid of all this stuff here, which is the navigation lights. So they'll all need to be cut and joined and rerun. And then I'm pretty close to starting the actual switchboard then. Just keep tuned, guys. Okay, just moving a few things around now before I get back on the inside. Get rid of this old radio from there and put a new, I don't know what you call them, flush screen or whatever they are. They're tiny compared to the old one, so that'll go there. We'll get that done, get that wired up, and then back on the inside. Righto, so there it all is, all nice and neat. Haven't got all this shit hanging down. These have still got to be done. I've got to pop rivets and brackets up into there and do these lines, and I've got to run the radio through, and that is it. But the rest of it, I ran out of space, so I ended up drilling 2 holes down there, made more grommets for it. The only thing left to do, that's one of the nav lights. I had to cut that to be able to get it through the wall, so they'll get a joint in them. This area here, I just got to get the wires hanging up, and then I can sort out what's going on with the nav man. But the 2-way radio set underneath there of the handle. The dashboard's pretty well clear now. I've got rid of this old bracket. Those speakers will go either side, one there, one there, so they'll be out of the way. That'll be a nice clear dashboard. I'll put some marine carpet on it, and it's right to go. And after 4 hours, didn't even get a chance to swap out the switchboard. So it's a big job. It is a big job. It does take a long time, and you have to take your time. So I'll see you tomorrow. Righto, so it's the next day, early morning. Weather's turned to absolute poo, so won't be taking the boat out, which will give me plenty of time to do that switch panel behind me. This around. Well, it rained most of the night last night. The boys are telling me that the Murray River's absolutely crap to be in at the moment, so we won't worry about it. Today's job, I'll take that radio back out, give me better access to that switch panel. Recap on yesterday's work, guys. All that wiring is so much neater now, and I'll be able to get easy access to that to be able to cut the hole bigger, and then I can work out what's going on with this Lawrence. Alright, get into it. Righto, so that was all unplugged. Nice and easy when you can get to the wires. That's the hole that I'm left with, and that's the hole I have to create. So I reckon anywhere just there. Much bigger switch panel, that's for sure. So I'll mark that out and make sure I can start cutting it. Righto, typical for Grumpy Garage. Measure once, cut once. Let's see how we go. It's a big hole. Hey, check that out. Yeah. Look at that. That, my friends, is what I call the ant's pants. Sweet. Righto, guys, switchboard is in. All the wiring is done. I still haven't worked out that Lawrence, so I'm gonna have to read the book, but everything works really well. Bilge pumps, stuff like that. This switchboard here is really nice. I like it, don't get me wrong, but if you can read what that sticker there says during the day, navigation lights, I'll go hey. So I'm going to have to go get some more stickers just to run down the panel so I can see them of a daytime. Of a night time, I reckon that will be fine. But to be honest, I can't read that from here. If you guys can read that, you're better than me. And I've only done one strip of deck lights in here. Probably should have turned them on. Excuse the camera angles, but a strip of deck lights up there, which should light this area up in here perfectly. I have not done any of the lights right down around the back there for when we're out in the bay over night time. So, but having said everything's working, I'll get that nav man going. Thanks for watching the video. Like, subscribe, because we've still got a few things to go on this. I've got to fit the toilet in, do some stickers, and I'm going to do the trailer tandem. So if you guys are interested in that sort of stuff, hit the like button, subscribe. Those videos will be coming up quite shortly. And thanks for watching.